G20 summit concluded at Johannesburg, South Africa. As you all know, Prime Minister Narendra Modi got grand welcome in the G20 summit and the summit got concluded. America boycotted G20 summit. Donald Trump was against landing in South Africa. He also told from the American side, no officials will attend G20 summit. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi also was one of the important guests in G20. And Modi ji announced different things in G20. One important initiative, trilateral initiative is India, Australia, Canada Technology and Innovation Partnership. It's very important. And Justice Suryakant to take oath as 53rd Chief Justice of India on November 24th. Justice Suryakant, who has been part of several major rulings, including abrogation of Article 370, revision of Bihar's electoral rules, and Pegasus spyware, will take oath on November 24th as the 53rd Chief Justice of India. He will be succeeded by B.R. Gavai, who demitted his office on November 23rd. B.R. Gavai retired on November 23rd. So remember, Justice Suryakant, he'll be Supreme Court CJI until February 9th, 2027. So it's a big thing, big tenure for him. And PM Narendra Modi spoke at IBSA, India, Brazil, South Africa. As you all know, on the sidelines of G20 summit, IBSA summit was also conducted. India from Asia, Brazil from South America, and South Africa from Africa. All the global South strong countries, emerging economies and countries, they form IBSA. Prime Minister Narendra Modi made a strong pitch for the reforms of UNSC, asserting that the India, Brazil, South Africa Trioca should send a clear message that changes to the institutions of global governance were no longer an option but a necessity. Changes in the institutions of global governance, it is no longer an optional but it is a necessity. Addressing the India, Brazil, South Africa Leaders Summit, Modi ji said that IBSA can provide a message of unity, cooperation and humanity. And in this summit, Cyril Ramaphosa, South African President, and Brazilian President Lula da Silva also attended. And India-Canada ties to get boost as Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji meets Canadian counterpart Mark Carney. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi met on the sidelines of G20 Johannesburg Summit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a productive meeting with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney on the sidelines of G20 Summit in Johannesburg, reaffirming the strong bilateral ties between India and Canada. As you all know, India and Canada ties plummeted from the last 2-3 years, but now they are being stabilized. Particularly during the entire episode from the last 2 years, during the Prime Ministership of Justin Trudeau, India-Canada relations got plummeted because of Khalistan, Nizar assassination issue and other issues. Now, India and Canada relations are being stabilized. So, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Prime Minister Mark Carney of Canada, they both met on the sidelines of G20 summit. And from the last 2-3 days, there's a big news about Chandigarh. There's a news that the centre is going to table a bill in the parliament in the winter session, 131st Constitutional Amendment Bill, bringing Chandigarh under the ambit of Article 240. That is, central government will appoint a lieutenant governor and central government can have a full control. That is, in the name of president, central government can have a full control on Chandigarh. So, but now, today, the Union Home Ministry said that the centre has no intention to introduce a Constitutional Amendment Bill to bring Chandigarh under Article 240 of the Constitution in the upcoming parliamentary session. The clarification came following an outrage in Punjab political parties, including Congress, Shiromani Akali Dal and Aam Aadmi Party, opposing the move. So, now centre is saying that we are not inclined to introduce 131st Constitutional Amendment Bill, bringing Union Territory of Chandigarh under the ambit of Article 240. If something comes under the ambit of Article 240, Andaman Nicobar, Lakshadweep, Daman Dayu, Dadra Nagar Haveli, so Union territories without legislature, they will be controlled by An administrator or lieutenant governor, and the entire whole will be in the hands of president, that is in the central government. The political parties, Aam Aadmi Party, which is in the ruling power in Punjab, Aam Aadmi Party, Shiromani Akali Dal Congress Party, they all opposed the idea of bringing Chandigarh under Article 240. But now Centre gave a clarity today that Centre has no intention to bring the Union Territory of Chandigarh under Article 240. And recently if you observe, there are many demands to make Telangana as the second capital of India, because capital is too far away from the southern India, and if that comes, if at all they make Hyderabad as the second capital of India, it comes with a rider. They might declare Hyderabad as a union territory, and central government can have a complete control on Hyderabad. That can happen if at all if we go with such a huge demand of this. So it might affect regionalism and regional parties also. Coming back, in the last 1 week, there is one presidential difference that is in news. Governors giving assent on the bills. Can the Supreme Court put deadlines for that? You have to do within 3 months, or you have to do within 1 month. Can the Supreme Court dictate deadlines to the governor or president with respect to signing of bills? The Supreme Court, in its advisory opinion under Article 143, said that Supreme Court cannot put time limits for the governor or the president in the signing of the bills. But undue delay affects the constitutional framework and democratic setup. So the courts might ask them to expedite the process. But putting time limits for the governors is invasion on the executive powers by the judiciary. Chief Justice of India, B.R. Gawai, who retired on November 23rd, said the presidential reference opinion against trying governors to timelines was not intended to shift the burden back to the states to run pillar to the post to get the governors to pass the pending bills on time. If the constitution does not provide a timeline, judiciary cannot read something that is not there. It is for the parliament to do that. He explained that an opinion given by the presidential reference did not overrule a judgment but only clarify the law. An opinion is given by the Supreme Court under Article 143. It will not overrule the previous judgments. It will only clarify the position of the law. That means the April judgment, the judgment given by the Supreme Court in the month of April with respect to state government of Tamil Nadu versus governor of Tamil Nadu, that particular judgment holds good. That particular judgment holds good. This is very important to remember. And the next important news, Bihar's victory. As you all know, JDU, BJP, they all won Bihar with a great victory. And now again, Nitish Kumar is the CM for the Bihar for the 10th time. Nitish Kumar, the leader of JDU, is the CM of Bihar for the 10th time. The composition of the newly sworn-in Council of Ministers in Bihar and the distribution of portfolios reflect the ongoing realignment of power between BJP and JDU. JDU Supremo Nitish Kumar retains the post of CM, even though his party finished second to the BJP in the assembly elections. However, for the first time in his nearly 20 years as CM, he is not in charge of Home Department in Bihar. Samrat Chaudhary, one of the two BJP deputy CMs, now control the administratively powerful ministry. So, for the first time in his stint as a CM, he has not taken up Home Ministry with Mr. Nitish Kumar. This we need to understand. Nitish Kumar is no more a Home Minister in Bihar. He has taken CM, though his party get less number of seats compared to BJP. The other important news that is coming up, COP30 summit was finalized, and the deliberations at COP30, Belém, Brazil, which concluded in Brazil on November 21st, underlined that while countries agreed upon transitioning away from fossil fuel, more emphasis ought to be laid on adapting climate change rather than defining roadmaps to end the fossil fuels. Already, countries agreed to phase out their fossil fuels, transitioning away from fossil fuels. More emphasis should be laid on climate change. And as the text of consensus called Mutirao, that is coming together, have agreed to establish 2-year work program on climate finance. 2-year work program on climate finance. Called for efforts to at least triple adoption finance by 2035. So they have laid more emphasis on climate finance. And most importantly, climate finance is one important key area which they have discussed almost in the entire top 30 declaration. So these are the important news.